Melchizedek, the priest without beginning or end. Melchizedek is a fascinating figure who appears in the Bible, specifically in the book of Genesis, the Psalms, and the New Testament. He is described as a priest and king of Salem, and what's interesting is that his origin and end are not mentioned, leading to the phrase, without beginning or end, which gives him an air of mystery. 1. Melchizedek in the Old Testament. Genesis 14 verses 18 to 20. This is the first time Melchizedek appears in the Bible. He is described as this king of Salem, later identified with Jerusalem, and priest of God Most High. After Abraham's victory over the kings who had captured his nephew Lot, Melchizedek meets him and offers bread and wine, blessing him in the name of God Most High. As a sign of respect and recognition, Abraham gives Melchizedek a tenth, tithe, of everything he had recovered. Meaning of his name. The name Melchizedek comes from the Hebrew Melchizedek, which translates to King of Righteousness. The city of Salem is also interpreted as peace, which gives a symbolic sense of the justice and peace that he represents. 2. Melchizedek in Psalm 110 verse 4. In this psalm, King David mentions Melchizedek, saying, "The Lord has sworn and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek." This is a statement referring to an eternal priesthood and is connected to the messianic figure of the Messiah, who would be Jesus, according to Christian interpretation. This verse is used to indicate that Melchizedek's priesthood is unique and eternal, not depending on genealogy, but having a divine and superior character. 3. Melchizedek in the New Testament. Hebrews 7. The author of the Epistle to the Hebrews makes a comparison between the priesthood of Melchizedek and the priesthood of Jesus. In Hebrews 7, it emphasizes that Melchizedek is a mysterious figure, as he has no father or mother, without genealogy, and there is no mention of his beginning of days or end of life. This highlights the idea of an eternal and divine priesthood, which does not depend on human succession or genealogy, as occurs with the Levitical priesthood in the Old Testament. It is argued that Jesus is the high priest according to the order of Melchizedek, which implies that his priesthood is higher than the Levitical priesthood of the descendants of Aaron. Melchizedek's priesthood, being eternal and unchanging, is presented as a model for Christ's eternal priesthood. 4. Interpretations. Symbolism of Christ. In Christianity, Melchizedek is seen as a typological figure that prefigures Jesus. The bread and wine he offers Abraham are considered an anticipation of the Christian sacraments, such as the Eucharist. Mysticism. Because of the lack of information about his origin and end, Melchizedek has been the subject of many mystical interpretations. Some believe that his identity is almost celestial, or that he is a character who appears mysteriously to represent divine justice and peace. In esoteric literature and some occult traditions, Melchizedek is seen as a figure of wisdom and spiritual guidance. 5. Other theories. Is he an angel or a manifestation of Christ? Some scholars have suggested that Melchizedek could be a theophanic appearance of Christ in the Old Testament, a pre-incarnate Christ. This idea is based on his dual role as both king and priest, which is associated with Christ in the New Testament. Historical figure. Some believe that Melchizedek might have been a real king who lived in the Jerusalem region and played a role in both spiritual and political leadership. However, due to the gap in information in the Bible, this point is speculative. In summary, Melchizedek is a figure with many layers of interpretation, from the religious to the mystical. He represents a divine priesthood that transcends human structures, and his connection to Christ makes him even more significant in Christian traditions.